third rule, make it easy. We begin this episode with a story that James came to know about during his research. There was a professor in Florida called Jerry Ullsman. He once divided the students of his photography class into two parts. The reason for doing this was a project in which those students had to work in two groups. Jerry named a group that quality group, which would work on the photos that he had already taken. On the other hand, the second group was named the quantity group, who were going to work by themselves by taking new pictures. Now, the rule was that any student who brings 100 pictures will get an A grade. Then, the one who brings 90 will be given a B, and one who brings 80 pictures will be given a C grade. All the students who were present on the right side of the room at that time were placed in the quality group, who were supposed to get numbers based on the pictures taken earlier. They were made to sit in one place as their work didn't require them to move around. On the other hand, the students in the quantity group were roaming here and there to take pictures. When the result finally came, it was seen that the quantity group had given all the good pictures. So what did that mean? This means that only the quantity group worked hard on their pictures, while the quality group did not during their period. This was the reason that better pictures came from the group itself. James calls this difference between being in motion and taking action, because both the groups got the same idea, but the way of working both are completely different. In such a situation, when you are in motion, that is, you keep working while moving, then you also learn a lot of new things at times. But when you stay in the same place, no matter how well you are planning, there is nothing special to learn from it. Let us give you another example to explain the difference between motion and action. For example, if you have to write an article and you keep 20 ideas for it and write them, then you will be said to be in motion. But on the other hand, if you sit and write only one article because you have to write only one article, then it will be called your action. It can also be understood in this way that if you want to stay fit and for this you keep looking for a good diet plan, then you will be called in motion. But if you start eating something healthy without looking for yourself, that will be your action. According to James, sometimes motion proves to be very beneficial for people, but it does not bring any result on its own. Because if you are in motion, you have the hope that you are on the right track and you will get results soon. Like if you want to start your startup, and for this you are meeting many clients, so while in motion you might think, I still have to meet my 4 potential clients, which means I'm on the right track. Or while trying to write a book, you will keep thinking about it over and over again. Many ideas are coming to my mind to write this book. It means this is the right way. The first lesson of the third law of the behavior change is that if you want to become a master of a habit or to adopt it completely, then you have to have the courage to repeat this habit again and again. Because no person becomes an expert in anything at a time. So if you are ready to repeat things, you're on the right track. The formation of habits is such a process, which is based on the science of repetition. The more a person repeats a thing again and again, the more his mind keeps setting very part of it. And soon after, that activity becomes a habit of that person. Neuroscientists call it long-term potentiation. That is, something that is going to stay in your mind for a long time. And by this, the connection of the neurons present in the brain becomes even stronger. This process was first discovered and discussed by Donald Hebb in the year 1949. And since then, the process is called Hebb's Law. Hebb said that the neurons that work together, their connection always remains as strong. For example, when some scientists studied in the brain of taxi drivers in London, they found that a part of their brain called the hippocampus is much larger than those who are not taxi drivers. What was even more interesting was that when those taxi drivers gave up on that job, the size of the brain's hippocampus also decreased. Now, it is also important to know here that whenever a person repeats an action, then the nerves of the brain associated with it become active. This means that repeating an action over and over again is directly related to and adopting a new habit. Talking on this topic, James also says that he had to face a question many times regarding this book too. The question was, how long does it take to adopt a new habit? If it